Hi everyone, this is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. In natural language processing, language models typically fall into three categories: encoder, decoder, or encoder-decoder models. Encoder models process input text bidirectionally that captures rich contextual representation. These encoder models are really good when it is text classification, retrieval, or semantic similarity scoring use case. When it comes to decoder models, they process text unidirectionally, which means from left to right, generating output sequentially. These models, the decoder models, are ideal for generative tasks like text generation, language modeling, or creative content synthesis writing. And then we have encoder decoder models, which combine both paradigms, encoding input sequences and then decoding them into new output sequences. They are really best suited for translation and summarization. In this video, we are going to have a look at a new model called as EuroBERT, which is a decoder model. Let's first try to understand a bit of a context because that really sets the stage. There is a model called as RoBERTA, which stands for Robustly Optimized BERT Pre-Training Approach. RoBERTA improved over the original BERT encoder model by training longer on larger data sets, using dynamic masking and removing the next sentence prediction objective. This resulted in more robust performance on various NLP tasks. And then came XLM Roberta, which expands the Roberta architecture into multilingual settings. It was trained on a massive corpus covering dozens of languages, so it was multilingual. Recently, we covered a model called as Modern BERT, which takes the BERT model, the encoder model, to next level. And now we have this EuroBERT. EuroBERT comes in three flavors: 210 million parameters, 610 million parameters, and 2.1 billion parameter. In this video, we are going to install the smallest 210 million parameter locally and we will see how it works. EuroBERT is a new multilingual encoder based language model that has been designed to improve NLP performance for European and widely spoken global languages. It has been built upon earlier multilingual encoder models such as XLM Roberta. EuroBERT combines advanced architectural innovations and a sophisticated training approach to push the boundaries. EuroBERT was trained using 5 trillion tokens spanning 15 languages. EuroBERT incorporates a lot of architectural improvements such as grouped query attention, rotary position embedding, and root mean square normalization or RMS norm. And I have covered all of these topics individually in very simple way. You can search on the channel. It also supports context length of up to 8K tokens, which is quite big for our encoder model, I would say. Now, they also have shared some of the training details where they have used two-phase training pipeline. There was a pre-training phase and then came fine-tuning or annealing, which you can read in their model card, and I will drop the link to it in video's description. Now let's try to get it installed locally and then we will see how it works. Before that, let me give a huge shout out to Mast Compute who are sponsoring the VM and GPU for this video. If you're looking to rent a GPU on very affordable prices, I will drop the link to their website in video's description. Plus, I'm also going to give you a coupon code of 50% discount. This is my Ubuntu VM and this is my GPU card, NVIDIA RTX 6000 with 48 GB of VRAM, courtesy Mast Compute. Let's try to get it installed. First up, I am creating this Conda environment. And then let's install all the prerequisites, which include torch, transformers, and also the CUDA because I'm using NVIDIA's GPU. And because my GPU supports flash attention, so towards the end I'm also installing the flash attention. It is not mandatory, but it's highly recommended for this model as per their Hugging Face model card. So this is going to take a couple of minutes. While it happens, let me also introduce you to the sponsors of the video, who are AgentBot. AgentBot lets you effortlessly deploy a personalized knowledge bot across platforms like Discord, Slack, and others. It is ideal for open source tech communities and startups that provide user support and I will drop the link to their website in video's description. Okay, so shouldn't take too long. And that is all done. Let me launch my Jupyter notebook and we will download and use the model. Okay, first up, let's download the model. And you can see that it's a very small model, just around 1.24 gig. And the model is downloaded. Let's do the inference with it. So this is a simple text in order to check out the inference with this model. Now before I run it, let me try to explain what exactly this code is doing. So this is our prompt, as you can see, and then we are encoding the input with the tokenizer and model is then generating the output. So what is happening here is that if you see, we are using a mask here. So this mask token acts as a placeholder indicating that a word is intentionally hidden or masked and needs to be predicted by the model. This is called as masked language modeling or MLM approach. If you remember, we said earlier that this is a type of model. So it's an encoder model. Now, if you look at further, you will see that during training for MLM, the EuroBERT model has learned language patterns by repeatedly predicting words hidden by these special mask tokens. Thus, it really has become proficient at guessing suitable words based on surrounding context. So that is why we have this mask token here. And the prompt is the secret to happiness is this. And encoder models simply just complete the sentence. They don't generate any text because they are not decoder models. So let me run this. So the next token which it has predicted is simple. Let's rerun it. It's still simple, still simple. Okay, I'll just say the secret to wealth is again simple. That's interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to restart my kernel. I could even change this token, but anyway, and then I'm going to reload it. Let's wait for it to get reloaded, and I will also show you the VRAM consumption. Should be fun. Let's run it again. Again simple. So it seems all the secrets are simple here. Now before I move forward, let me quickly show you VRAM consumption. So it is not even using any VRAM. It is running on CPU and yet the speed is quite good. Now interestingly enough, if that is happening, there are a couple of things you can do. Because this could be in the training of the model. So you could try changing the sentence to something else, like the key factor to wealth is, but maybe simple is associated with wealth. Anyway, let me run it in real time to show you what it does. So see, it has changed it. We can also play around with the top K and top P parameters just to change the output. But it has already done it, so no need to do that. We can also say the capital of Australia is, so which is totally wrong, by the way. Let me run it again. So let me, because if I say, for example, Canberra is capital of Australia, but it's Canberra is, I think there are two R's. Canberra is capital, sorry. Let's see if it does it or not. This time it has got it right, because Canberra in its training set is associated with Australia. And now let's try to confuse the model. So I am saying East London is city of London. So I think there is a suburb in London, East London, but it is also a city in, I guess, in South Africa. Okay, now let me show you something fun here. So instead, if you don't want to change this, like the key to happiness is, and then you don't want to change the wording, what you can do instead, you can still keep the same prompt, like the secret to wealth is this, and then you can use top K or top 5 predictions. So top K here means selecting and examining the K most probable candidates output predicted by the model rather than only the single most probable prediction, which is known as top 1. So when this masked language model predict some missing word, it internally assigns probabilities to all the words in its vocabulary. So let me run this. There you see, simple, secret, power, gold, money, and it is also showing us the probability. And you see the probability of simple is the highest, and that is why it selects it all the time. So for example, if I say here, maybe I'll just use the same one, this East London one, just to check what are the probabilities there, because that also tells you if it shows South Africa in its content or not. London, England, capital Britain, London, so no South Africa in its content. So this is how you can also select multiple ones and then you can randomly assign them. So this is how it works. Now, as the model is multilingual, so let's try out in other languages. So what I'm doing here, I have just picked up these prompts from different languages, mostly European, and it covers most of the European languages from English to Finnish, Czech, Dutch, Portuguese, and so on and so forth. And then towards the end, I'm also listing down Arabic, Hindi, Indonesian, Swahili, Japanese, Chinese, and few others. So let's run it, and the sentence is simply life is full of, and then it should complete the next sentence, and rest is same where I'm iterating over it and printing out the response with the language. And there you go, here is the response. Now I have checked it with Google Translate. Most of them look good, but there are few which I don't think so they are good. For example, the German one, it is repeating this word Leben with Leben, which I think means life. So it says that life is full of life. Doesn't really make sense. And then grammatically correct, but semantically doesn't really make sense. Portuguese is also doesn't make sense. And then Dutch is also, it's okay. Polish is bit, I would say, um, because if you look at the Polish one, it really doesn't make sense to me. But if you are the speaker of these languages, please let me know, because I don't know what is meant by W. And again, Czech and Slovak, as per Google Translate, doesn't look good. So is Finnish, and then Arabic is also doesn't really, maybe it's not in its training set. So English, Italian, Spanish, Japanese, Chinese look good to me. So maybe something's wrong with my sentence. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change it to something else. Let me put in another example. And there you go. So now I have just gone with happinesses, and then there are various languages. Let's see if it is able to do this simple one. There you go. So if I quickly look at it and take help from Google Translate, I think English looks good, French looks good, German doesn't really look good to me. But please confirm. Spanish looks good, Italian, Portuguese looks good, but Dutch, Polish, Czech, nope. And rest of the languages, I don't think so. They are looking good here in terms of completing this sentence. So anyway, but if you are that language speaker, I would really need your help in correcting me. So that's it. Let me know what do you think about this model. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching.